offensive line, I want to be able to have a goal of the Joe Moore Award, which is the best offensive line. So I know that a lot of people want to win this conference, especially in the O-line. We talk about it all the time, where we want to be the best offensive line in the conference. And the only way we start to win games is with the offensive line.
How do you think offensive line plays this dynamic offense at any game? What impact do you think it can make?
I think offensive line for the whole team, every team across the nation has to have a good offensive line in order to be successful. And if with what Kenny's putting in and Coach Dilly's putting in, he's making the offensive line really great. Like, yes, we do our job, but we make the skills look good, we make the running backs look good and all that stuff. But yeah.
What's one thing that you want to improve on going into fall camp?
Me personally, I want to get faster. I think Coach Dilly's done a really good job with helping me out on speed and stuff like that. But I just want to get faster and get stronger, especially before the season.
What's one thing that you think the team can improve on going into fall camp?
I think we just need to be able to have more leaders. I think when adversity hits and when stuff hits the fan, people start to blame each other, but we don't really don't win games like that. So if we were able to listen to one voice, one leader, and we all fall in and we all buy into what he's talking about, then we'll be fine.
How does this offense compare to what you did at UNLV, and especially from a center's perspective and what you have to do?
I would say it's kind of similar because they both my head coach and Coach Dilly are from Oregon, so they both have the same concepts. It's just different verbiage, which is very similar to me, so I fit right into this offense. The only thing that we do more of here is GT. I think a lot of what we do is just GT, whereas at UNLV we would do outside zone stuff, split stuff. But I think with this, it's very similar.
Do you like having a mix of gap and not gap?
Oh yeah, it gives me so much more an opportunity to get out and create better angles for us on the offensive line instead of just zone blocks and stuff like that, where you have to actually move dudes. It changes the gap responsibility on the defense, so it's a different change-up for them. So.
This is why you're talking about wanting to get faster.
Yeah.
So that you can get range on some of these blocks.
Yeah, UNLV used to do a lot of pin pull, so I'm used to getting out on the perimeter.
Okay.
But getting faster never hurts anybody. So.
Yeah. Does it feel like you and a bunch of other guys who are like you, who have transferred, may not be getting the type of respect that you guys deserve as players because you did it at not the Power 5 level previously? And how do you just feel about that as a team collectively?
For just transfer?
Yeah, I mean, I think the players that get the most attention usually in the country are players that are at like the most prominent schools, and you guys were all very successful, but not at the most prominent schools.
Yeah. So I would say that's kind of my chip on my shoulder too. That's why I kind of wanted to transfer from UNLV to the Power 5, only because I know that I can play at this level, and I know I'm confident enough to do what I need to do in order to be a successful center. So I think that having that mindset is going to really help me throughout playing in this conference.
And look at the coaching philosophy and what the coaching staff wants really to implement. Do you guys feel like you're in a good place coming out of spring practice with understanding what the staff wants to do, or do you feel like fall camp is still a lot of work to do in that department?
I think spring ball was a good indicator of where we're at, where we're going to be at as a team. Because at UNLV we didn't have a spring practice when Coach Loyal first got there, and that really hurt us in that season. So coming off of with this new head coach and this in the spring semester, and we had our spring ball, I know it's going to help us a lot, especially with the new install. It's going to come more smoothly, and our chemistry is going to work a lot better now that we kind of played all together. So.
And now the chemistry doesn't matter that much in other positions, but an offensive line, that's everything. Do you feel that's one aspect that you guys were able to develop at a pretty good rate during spring break?
Oh yeah, I think that when I first stepped onto the field with those guys, I was able to tell right then and there, because they see the game the way I do, and as soon as I step over the ball, make my points and stuff like that, we all think it's one unit. And at center, it's a lot harder because you have to do a lot of thinking for them. So I think that if we're all on the same page, we'll be just fine.
Sione and Cade came in this summer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about them initially?
I think they're really great dudes. I hosted Sione when he first came here for his official visit. Really great dude, really quiet, but like, he can really make a lot of noise on the field. Cade is the same way. Not a lot of, doesn't really talk much, but he's high energy dude, high motor dude. But both of those guys are really great, and I can't wait to see them play.
Who do you think have been the biggest leaders for you this offseason?
I think Joey and I and Emmett and Glass, those 4 dudes, we've really been pushing the standard that what we want to be and when we're going to do it and stuff like that. So.
What about outside the line, like other positions?
I'll say Jalen, JC, and all them dudes. They are really great. Stop. Get your scramble partner. Get your scramble partner.
You get?
What was it?
Oh, you said leaders.
Oh yeah.
Jalen, JC.
Yeah, Jalen, JC, Trent. Trent's a really good dude, under the radar guy, but
yeah,
he steps in when we need him.
Who impresses you most with their strength, athleticism, speed, like something athletically?
On the
anywhere on the team, like who do you?
X is crazy.
Wait, there's 2 X's. Guillory.
Oh yeah, Guillory, yeah. He's crazy.
Like he's fast. He's fast.
Like so we're in the corner doing indie, and I just see him like running his routes on air, and I'm like, that guy's crazy.
Yeah. Is there anybody else? Like, what about in the weight room, strength-wise, or?
CJ.
Yeah, because he's a freshman.
17-year-old, rack 1 dude. Never would have thought he could be able to do all that stuff he's doing now. Especially as a freshman coming out of high school.
Yeah. I heard you were saying that your goal is Remington, which makes sense. I mean, you've been nominated for it like in the past, right? A couple times maybe. What are some of the sort of key things you think to take your game to that place?
I think it's just to, better my game, I think it's just...
overall, like, little way, everything a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it's just the little details that I need to work on. Sometimes I overlook some things in terms of preparation, but I think just the little details need to matter that much more.
I noticed you have a very good one-hand punch.
Yeah.
Is that something that other people talk about? Like, what do you think your strengths are?
I think my IQ is probably one of my best assets for me, because I do watch a lot of film and I notice small tendencies about certain defenses. So I just recognize defensive structure, about stuff like that. So especially as a center, you kind of have to know that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think my IQ and the way I think on the field is one of my most important assets.